Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Hello.
Okay.
That minute when your computer freezes.
Ah.
You're trying to do the intro.
There
Welcome
it is.
everyone to another episode of the Absolute Geek Podcast. I'm Matt.
I'm Kyle.
I'm okay.
I'm Brian.
That's the difficult about doing a live show is when you have a computer issue, everybody fucking catches it.
Stupid Max.
Catching hands.
Oh well.
That's what you get for having an Apple device.
Yeah, I'm sure that's it. You're all of a sudden a fucking elitist now that you have your little fucking
My Surface Pro.
Surface Pro, huh? You're a Microsoft elitist now, huh?
No, I don't look cool in the coffee shops anymore.
Nope, you sure don't. Sitting there with your shitty little Surface Pro.
$1,200 paperweight.
Actually, my Surface Pro is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
How much was it, if you don't mind me asking?
It was on sale for 4th of July, so it was $400 off. So
Wow.
it was $7.99.
Nice.
And it came because, like most of the times they don't come with the keyboard.
It
Came with it?
It came with the keyboard.
Nice.
Yeah. It's not bad. I like it.
I think my mom and my sister got a Chromebook for Black Friday. And it was like maybe $100.
I just
And
bought
it's
one for my
so
dad for $100. So
That's so nice.
yeah.
Those are perfect if you're just the average computer user, they're perfect.
Yeah, when I was in hospice, they gave me one, or my mom bought it, and she brought it to me, and I just watched Netflix on it and surf Reddit and stuff. It was
Yeah.
nice.
I ended up having to get one for my pops just because everything else he touches computer wise, he breaks because he's, pressing
Downloading
buttons.
porn.
Yeah, exactly. Pressing buttons. He doesn't know what to do. And
Ooh,
I was like, you can't fuck this
porn.
one up.
what does this ad do? What does this ad do?
Let's go
Yeah.
to Pornhub.
Download that. No problem. I just hit enter.
Oh, I won $100. I'm the 100th person. Ooh, download this.
It says my computer has a virus. I need to get rid of
Does
it.
it have
So
an
I need to get
STD?
this program.
I don't know. My computer has an STD now.
I need this program to get rid of this virus.
So I have a question. This was kind of.
I probably don't have an answer.
Well, we'll see. So since I'm going to San Diego Comic Con this weekend,
Lucky.
I was thinking of what
Gee,
would
we're
happen.
Only like 5 minutes into the episode before he's gonna start rubbing that in. So I'm going to San Diego this weekend, just in case you didn't know.
So how could I put it?
I would get your Hulk 181.
What could happen? What could happen at San Diego Comic Con that would
Use your
actually
virginity.
deter people to go?
All the people.
No, that would deter people to go.
A shootout?
All the people.
All the people there is a deterrent to go.
No,
Damn
it's
right.
not. People still go. That doesn't deter.
The nuts to butts thing is
It's
I mean,
part of the
what's something
experience,
so
dude.
extreme?
Like nuts to butts is part of the experience. It sucks, but it is.
Yeah, and the BO and stuff,
Yeah. I don't
and
know.
all the stupid people stopping in the middle of the lane.
I think the biggest thing about
Oh.
San Diego is it's kind of lost its Comic-Con feel. It should be
Yeah.
San Diego like media convention
Pop
or
Culture Con.
Pop
Yeah.
Culture Con. I think because I like me and Brian have talked about this. I would love to just put on just a not just a comic convention where there's just comic writers and artists there, and it's small and it's dingy and it's just in a, you know what I mean? It's just like in like a Holiday Inn like convention place, you know what I mean? Like
The
just somewhere
problem is-
small.
the question is now, is there enough of the old school comic book fans still left out there to support a convention like that?
No,
Because
there's
it's
not.
kind of like everyone's crossed that medium into the normal, now they're into the pop culture stuff as well. So
if you want the numbers and you want the money, you need the
Media.
you need the Norman Reeduses, you need the Bella Twins, you need John Cena, you need those names to make those numbers come in, because there's not enough people with like us that have a backpack full of comic books running around excited to see our favorite artists and writers.
and I think that's where the issue comes is, oh my God.
Who?
John Cena.
You have to adapt to survive, and I think that's exactly what is going on. All conventions is they're
There's
adapting.
got to be somewhere in the middle that can be met, that meets the criteria, that it could just keep that nice small feel to it. But something like San Diego, it doesn't. It has to be this huge media.
Well, I think at
Fuck
some point
fest.
you gotta cater to the majority, and you go to San Diego. The majority, what are the majority of the people there? First, people come from around the world for this. There's a ton of tourists there. You
Yep.
know, Chinese and Japanese tourists are crazy there because they stop and take pictures of everything. And they come from all over the world. There's tourists there. Most of them are coming for the TV show, so you got to kind of cater to the populace, to the majority. And that's what the big draw about San Diego is it's unfortunately it's not the comics anymore. It's to see what new hot trailer debuts there, or what the next season of your favorite TV show holds. It's
Star watching.
But star watching, yeah. Seeing who you meet on the floor, who you run into, or it's, I don't know. It's not. I think as much as we harp on it, I think it's just time to say that the old school comic convention or the old school way of conventions is just dead. There's no way to sustain it anymore.
Yeah, it sucks.
It's been on life support, especially now when, and it goes hand in hand because it's terrible that the things that's driving the comic book industry are right. Well, maybe not so much, but in a ways is the movie announcements. What's being made into a movie? What Netflix is making? What Hulu's putting out? What Amazon's putting out? So it's what's driving people to go there.
It would just be nice to have it, and that's what I always liked about Amazing, is it was just so comic driven that it was just refreshing. It really was.
But
I mean, it's nice. It's nice just to run around and just know that you're just running around to see your favorite writers and artists and stuff like that. I think that's just nice and refreshing.
The other bad thing right now, though, too, is that this community is becoming so volatile and hostile. How would you push that through? Like the fact that Tom King is walking around, the writer of Batman is walking around San Diego with a personal bodyguard because some douchebag sent him death threats over Twitter over Batman 50 is ridiculous.
Wow.
Yeah, it is ridiculous, especially since Batman 51's out.
You need to get over it.
But it didn't spoil it. Yeah, they kind of spoiled it, but it was still a good read. It's ridiculous that you're going to send death threats over to the man over it.
Well, like I was saying,
I might see a death when I'm there.
Or
Lady Death.
Or the guy we talked about last week that's there that did that's doing the Border Town comic for Vertigo. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, when did this community become about that? Like, that's so stupid. Like, take your fucking opinions where you have to send death threats.
Oh yeah.
Take your opinions online like the rest of us fucking nerds and bitch about it online like we're doing right now.
Keyboard warriors.
Don't social media, man. Like, social media is a terrible. It's a beautiful and terrible fucking thing.
Yeah, and it teeters back and forth, so quickly.
And I think that's the other thing that kills the old school convention is because before, the only time you could meet people like this is by going to conventions and interacting with them. Now they're a fucking tweet away.
Coming away.
They're a tweet or a Facebook post away. You know, it's like the magic and allure is just all gone. Now it's to see scantily clad women in cosplay and
steampunk.
Yeah,
Well, I'm gonna try to go see Cena on Saturday.
Are you?
He does a signing.
That's good. I'm sure he'll be glad to see you.
I haven't seen him since last year. Huh.
Are you the one that had a stroke?
Yeah. Are you the guy
Don't talk about it anymore.
stroke?
Remember how enamored Cena was with Dan?
Yeah.
He was?
I think it's funny that Cena thought Kellen was gay for the longest time.
Well,
I get
I
that.
don't know.
I get
I think he's sort of right. Because he strikes out with women all the time.
I don't know.
That's the only option.
But San Diego. You gotta go. Like I was telling someone the other night, you gotta go once,
Just to get the
experience it,
experience.
to say you did it. And it's crazy, and it's hot, and you're nuts to butts, and you gotta have a lot of patience. And if you have anxiety or you don't like being in big crowds, it's probably not the place for you. But
That's why I don't like to go.
I was talking about going tomorrow. I was like, I should just drive up there late Friday night and buy a hotel room for Saturday. So go up there late Friday night, just hang out all night and all day Saturday, sleep Saturday night, and drive home Sunday. But I don't know. It's a long drive. No, it's a long drive, and I forgot that I have prior obligations on Saturday. I too made family plans unbeknownst to me.
All that shit you gave me.
I know. I know. I too made family plans unbeknownst to me, so I have to be in town Saturday.
I can't go to San Diego Comic-Con. This is Jared Leto weekend. I can't.
Oh my god.
Oh
I have
God.
to see 30 Seconds to Mars on Sunday.
That concert's gonna suck ass. You know that.
You're gonna wear
That's interesting. I
shirtless.
would think that he'd probably be there with all the news of him playing Morbius and all that other Joker.
I mean, he might be, but I know Sunday he'll be here for sure because that's Sunday night's a concert.
It's what, a half-hour flight or a 6-hour drive. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my flights. Well, they actually listed my flight for 1 hour and 10 minutes, which I thought was kind of weird.
It's the same distance as Vegas.
There might be some kind of like delay to take off or something.
I don't know.
But or maybe weather-wise, or maybe they just added that time for weather. Who knows? But I'm surprised Joaquin Phoenix isn't there.
Yeah, that guy's such a weird hermit.
He's a weirdo.
Yeah.
I like that the Joker movie is just simply titled Joker, though. I like that.
It's simple.
It is. It's very simple.
Just keep it simple. That's what people like.
But what else has been going on with you guys? I know Jose's gearing up to go on Saturday.
Yep, I have a disappointment tomorrow. Hopefully, they don't fuck up anything, so I can't go Saturday. And
you might have major surgery.
Yeah. Get a cavity filled, major surgery. Get a teeth cleaning, it's major surgery.
Are you driving up there, Jose?
No, I'm flying.
That is the way to do it, though. If anybody wants to do it, Jose has it figured out. Especially if you've gone, you know what? You fly in, you do.
I've driven,
and then you fly back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised you don't do something like that, Brian.
Man,
fly in for the day and fly out that night.
You know, I look at it a different way. I like the drive going up there, and then I like being able to. When I used to do it, I like being able.
On the way.
Yeah, I like to be able to pack my car, you know, on the way back with a ton of shit. And when you're flying, you can't do that. So, you know, I remember the last time I went, I probably came away with like 4 long boxes full of dollar books on top of all the other shit. But I don't think you can do that anymore.
I mean, everything's just so super expensive now. There's no there's not as many like dollar bin comics and you know what I mean, like to search through as there was.
Maybe Sunday. Like
That's
Sunday at the afternoon.
That's why I'd rather go to Baltimore Con than San Diego Comic Con.
Yeah.
Because it's more comic driven and there's you know what I mean? It's more geared towards, you know, there's more comic vendors and stuff there to dig through boxes. I'd rather do that. If I was going to go somewhere, I'd rather do that. And I think they do on-site grading there. They don't do that at San Diego.
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah, you would think they would.
Yeah. The biggest, you know, con ever. And you don't even do on-site grading, but you'll do it at
They'd have to have 200 people there grading books.
Well, in Baltimore, they capped the quote unquote capped the line on Saturday. You can only, you know, so many people show up that, you know, everything after you can't do it after Saturday. So,
well, I've been telling Kyle that for years that we need to corner that market and we should start our own grading system and just offer nothing but on-site grading. So we get to go to conventions and just grade books. Bring your books in and we take them back to the hotel. One person grades them, the other person encapsulates. And
we'd have to do it so that one person grades them, 3 people agree and regrade it, and then one person encapsulates. It would have to be at least 4 or 5 of us to make it legit.
But still, like you can make a killing doing that.
It's a hard industry to break into. You know, there's CGC as the corner, you know, they've really taken a hold of the whole grading industry with the way CBCS is, you know, trip ups lately. So any you know, company that's trying to get into that niche is going to be having some issues.
They all have trip ups though. Like, what was it last year? You had CGC trip up with that. What book was that? That was completely fucked up, and they graded it like a 9.8.
Oh yeah,
and it was completely.
I think it was First Iron Fist.
Yeah, something like that, and it was all messed up. And they graded it 9.8, and then they were like, "Send us the book back, or we're gonna sue you." And the guy was like, "Fuck you." Fucked up. That's on you. So, I think they all fuck up. I don't.
Well, it's because it's like anything. It's people that are in charge of it, and people fuck up. Shit happens.
It's human.
Yeah.
But to me, like it sounds like there's a huge error in the grading process. If you can send your book in once and get it, get it like a 9.6, and then you send it in again, and it can come back a 9.8. Like that's where's the line? Like
depends how the person's feeling that day.
You got to kind of wonder what their guidelines of grading is.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They got booty the night before.
There has to be like a guideline they have to follow.
Well, my Walking Dead 27 that I sent. Remember, I remember we were at San Diego Comic-Con, and remember I got it signed by Adlard and Kirkman.
Yeah.
The book I gave them was a 9.6. The book I got back was a 9.8.
See?
And it got signed.
See?
Better.
And I was tripping out because I was really nervous about it because I was like, fuck, it'll suck if it comes back like a 9.2 or 9.4 just from handling and, you know, shit that happens, and it's got it, you know, it went through a line, but it came back a 9.8. I didn't argue with it.
No, absolutely not. But that's my point is people put a lot of emphasis on grading, but where is the flaw in the grading process? It's
still a third party person that's reputable that's giving it a grade. So I mean, it's still, and it's subjective.
It makes you're right. And the thing that I've learned lately is buy the book, not the grade. Even when you're buying, you know, CGC 9.8s, make sure you look at that 9.8 and make sure it is a 9.8, because a lot of the times if you don't look at it, it'll come back and you're like, no way is that a 9.8. And that's kind of happened to me a couple times lately. And
what was that one book that we were looking at? Remember that it was, you got it back, and remember we were looking at it, and you got it from somebody. You didn't get it from CGC. You remember you bought it from.
Yeah,
eBay.
It was Birds of Prey, the Dick Grayson issue where on the cover he's kissing Barbara Gordon, and they're like swinging through the city. What issue is that? 8, Birds of Prey number 8, I think.
But remember, we looked at that and we were like, "What the There's no way, and it had to have gotten switched out or something.
But then it's still the same old adage of, are you sure? And how can you be 100% sure you're getting back the same book you sent them?
Yeah.
I think you do get the same book back. I think
don't
that percentage.
think so.
I think that percentage is so small.
The way you deal, especially like when the last time we went to San Diego and you got the I think it was the Stan Lee autograph, and it was just like, throw your book in this box and we'll make sure to get it back to you.
Yeah, but that book had, like, on the back, remember we filled it out. It was my name, my email address, it was all together. And just like I'm not sticking up for everybody. I mean, I'm sure shit happens. I'm sure there's a couple times I think I've gotten the wrong book back, but
it's better grade.
There's one book I swear I got the wrong book back. I was looking at it today. It was the Detective Comics. It was the first Jock and Snyder. And I got that book back as a 7.0. I was like, there's no way I sent this book out looking like this. This can't be my book, because when you and Brian knows this too. When you look at a book, there's no way I'm just gonna send this shitty book out and get it signed, pay for it to get signed, pay for it to get graded, and pay for it to get shipped back. There's no way I would have let that book leave my hands that fucked up as a 7.0. There's no way.
It would be nice if like the comic book industry started putting like a barcode maybe on the back, like the back corner of the book, opposite of the sales code, for grading, and that way like they could have systems where they could scan the book. They scan the barcode in the computer system, and then so this is your book. You got your barcode, then the barcode is on the label at the top of the casing and everything like that. That way you're insured that you're getting what you sent in back.
I think for the most part, when you send it to CGC or CBCS, that you're getting your book back, because there's an order form and they kind of tape everything together in clumps. So and Brian could probably back this up for me too, but they kind of keep everything together. So when it gets there, I'm assuming it stays together. You know what I mean? My concern is when I send it to like a third party person, that like I send it to Joe Schmo, and then Joe Schmo gets it signed for me along with 600 other books. That's when I'm like, am I getting my book back?
But then also, when you send your book with someone from CGC or CBCS to another convention to get somebody to sign, then send off for grading, you can't guarantee that that's your book. There's so much opportunity for error there. How can you guarantee you're getting back the same thing you're sending in? Sometimes you're going to make out, like, especially with that Walking Dead, if that's not your book, you made out, you went up 2 points in the grading scale and somebody went down 2 points, or whatever. But you can't, like, I know you do that a lot.
I think in that situation, that was my book, because I was there. I cracked it.
I'd say that too.
It was cracked in front of me. I filled out a submission form. They slid it into a bag and board that had a window cut open, and then they slid my paperwork inside that bag. So I think it stayed like that. You know what I mean? Because they didn't take it out of the bag and put it in something else. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, in that situation.
Oh my God.
I'm talking like when you send books to other places.
I think I'm pretty confident I get my book back. There's just one time, I swear to God, I don't think I did.
What are you godding, Jose?
There's Deadpool 2 toilet seat covers.
Oh yeah.
That's so funny. It says, "This is all Fox could afford." And it has Deadpool's face on the toilet seat cover.
Sorry, what were you going to say, Brian?
Sorry.
I can't remember.
Riveting.
Fuck Batman.
There was a couple other previews that they were supposed to premiere at San Diego. What were the other ones other than Teen Titans?
Well, they start off crappy.
Well, today was only day one, so tomorrow's the big day. Tomorrow's when you get the Walking Dead and you get all the TV shows. I know they did They released the trailer for the new Dragon Ball Z movie today. They released the trailer for there's a couple other trailers that get released today. I think the new season of Better Call Saul was today. I know DC had most of their announcements today. No, I don't think much else got shown today.
Is the Dragon Ball Z live action?
No, it's animated.
Damn.
That's why I'm excited for the Bleach one, because it's going to be live. It's not going to be
Yeah.
animation.
I don't blame him because a lot of those Japanese anime are really hard to make them look good as live action.
Well, the one time they tried to do a Dragon Ball live action movie and it was terrible.
Oh my god, that was terrible.
Dragon Ball Evolution, it was garbage.
Well, the casting was shit.
But yeah, but enough about grading. So kind of like you said, everything's coming out right now at San Diego. It's gonna be a crazy if today is the precursor to the rest of the weekend, it's gonna be nuts. They announced the new season of Clone Wars, like that Clone Wars is coming back. Nobody saw that coming.
So cool.
So they're relaunching Star Wars, the Clone Wars.
Are they going to do it exactly the same?
Yeah.
Same style?
Mm-hmm. So as far as we know, we got the Teen Titans. Let's talk about that Teen Titans trailer since you guys brought it up. That
Fuck my man.
it's
Fuck, dude.
hot garbage.
I was watching it
Oh,
and I was like,
hard
all
pass.
right, this might not be too bad. It's kind of cool that they're going to show the Dick's parents die, because they really haven't shown that like in movies or anything. So I mean, that aspect is kind of cool.
Like, but my question is, what the fuck is he? Is he like a detective now?
Yeah, he was working at the police station.
Him and
Fuck.
Barry work together.
Okay.
No, I'm just joking.
I'm like, okay.
It seemed that was so terrible, the whole way they set it up. And I wondered how they're going to deal with that. Like, is Batman going to be in it at all? Or
Fuck Batman.
I think he's gonna be in it. I think you're gonna see him as just like shadows, like jumping over the city or something. Like you won't actually see
With that
Batman.
Teen Titan cartoons.
Yeah.
He's mentioned but never shown.
I was like, at first I was like, okay, it's not really the way they're portraying Dick Grayson. It's not really Dick Grayson. He's not like in his own head and kind of dark and stuff. You know what I mean? And that's the way they're kind of portraying him. He's a little more like,
Not a leader.
he's like, well, he's a leader, but I mean, he's a little more quick-witted and he's a little more upbeat and he's a little more sarcastic. You know what I mean? But the way they're portraying him in this show is like almost like emo.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying to someone today. I was like, I don't understand what these DC movies and shows where they have to be all like dark and broody and like the pretentious like fucking emo fuckboy.
They're all like that.
Yeah,
But that's not how Dick Grayson is. He's a little more like,
super confident.
yeah, a little arrogant.
Yeah.
Not as arrogant as Damien, but he's got, you know what I mean? And he has good detective skills, and I mean, I wonder if they're going to show him because, you know, like in the comics and stuff, they show him he uses his acrobat skills all the time. And I wonder if they're going to portray that in there, but I don't know. Is it just going to be on that stupid DC app or what?
it's only on their DC streaming service.
Well, I guess I'll have to
Oh.
find it somewhere else.
You can watch on
I mean-
TV on like Cody or something.
Listen, I mean, in retrospect, that DC service and they kind of announced more about that today at San Diego too. It's not a bad deal. So with this service, with the DC Universe streaming service, it's an annual subscription to the service will run about $74.99.
Yeah.
Or you can
Jeez.
opt in to pay
Nope.
$7.99 a month. So if you pre-order the annual subscription, which were made available today, you got a chance to win You got 3 months free and a chance to win tickets to the world premiere of Aquaman in December.
But what are they actually going to put on it that's going to make it worth $75?
That's
So
a lot of money.
per
The release
year?
date is set for fall 2018, and at launch, the platform will be made available on iOS, Android devices, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Android TV. Content will be synced across the devices, including digital comics, which will be viewable in 4K resolution on TV-based devices.
Pass.
When reading them on your television, the comic will be equipped with an autoplay feature and transforms them into a panel-by-panel high-resolution slideshow. The
Pass.
digital library will rotate quarterly, or
Rotate
close
this.
to quarterly, according to DC co-publisher
Quarterly.
Jim Lee, who then emphasizes that available titles will number in the thousands. Fans and DC creators alike will be able to organize their favorite comics, television series, and movies into personalized playlists, which can be shared with the DC Universe community. So it's like you get digital comics, you get their original TV shows, which is, I think right now I have to look up what they all are, but I know it's Titans for sure, and I know it's Swamp Thing, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see some of those other, like maybe some of the CW shows show up on there, like past seasons.
Okay, so I can get for $75 a year, I can just find all that for free on the internet.
But
Yeah, who's gonna read comics on their TV?
it's the same as reading it on an iPad, especially when people see 4K, they're gonna be like, "Ooh, 4K."
Ooh,
You
I
can
get
see the
to
mess
I get
ups.
to read the Thought Bubble in 4K. Pass. I'll just find that shit for free.
It'd be cool if like
No, it won't
reading
be cool
them on your TV, if like as you were reading it, like
at all.
the comics moves, like in the fight
trying to
scene,
make
like you could see them like fighting or something.
It goes back to what Stan Lee said about comics versus digital comics.
Fuck Batman.
Fuck, exactly.
Is that what he said
Fuck
was
Batman.
Batman?
Fuck Batman.
Yeah.
God. I don't think they're gonna put anything on there that's gonna be worth the $75 a year, and you're gonna find it for free on the internet anyway.
We'll
If
see.
they could do cool exclusive stuff, like
Download your own comic and print it.
like add extras that you wouldn't get anywhere else, not even in like the Blu-ray or for
like
new
cool
movies.
behind the scenes shit.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people pay for that. I know it's kind of like on the same type of thing, but I've always said that if the NHL offered in-game mic, how the players all wear mics, if they offered that feed, I would pay $10 a game to listen to it. So I'm sure you could do crazy shit like that where you offer insider stuff that you would have never even seen anywhere or heard about anywhere else on just different stuff.
As they do that stuff, it'll leak out onto the internet anyway.
Yeah.
So it'll be right back around as if you just give it time. People like us and other sources will talk about it anyway, so you get to hear it anyway for free,
Yeah.
Right, though? I don't know. That's just how
No,
I see
I mean,
it.
you're absolutely right. I'm sure it will, it'll find its way to other streaming sites. There'll be other ways to get it other than that DC site, but
Like, I don't need to be the first person to get out and see it. I don't mind waiting 48 hours or 16 hours to see it.
it
doesn't take long for anything to leak out and to be everywhere. It's
The only
almost
thing that-
instant.
Did you guys see this?
see that would make it worth it would be like if you could get your normal DC Wednesday books like a day early or days early if you read them on the DC
They can't do that, though.
streaming service. Why? You're already
Henry?
paying for it.
They can't
Henry?
offer it early. You're to pay, even if you prepay for your books, you can't get them until they're actually offered. It's just the way it works.
They do it with video games all the time.
Yeah.
What, offer them early?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you pay so
Pre-order.
much amount or you pre-order, if you pre-order the game, you can download it 4 days early, and EA does that all the time.
EA sucks though.
Well, that's besides the point. They still do it. God damn it.
Here's another thing that a lot of people are going to end up talking about, I'm sure, is that if they're going to be offering all these comics on that app, it's just another dagger in the back of local comic shop owners.
Oh, yeah.
That's
So
the shitty part.
instead of offering a free code or a digital download, they're just you're paying for it already and you can get it. So yeah, so it's just another reason not to go to your local comic book shop.
DC don't care about your local comic book owners. They showed that with the Batman 50 leaks.
And they showed that with selling everything to Walmart.
Yeah. So, did we see what, Jose?
This headline: Henry Cavill doesn't think a Zack Snyder cut of Justice any difference.
You just cut out.
Ah,
Yeah, I did. What he said though is that Henry Cavill Superman says that pretty much he doesn't think that a Zack Snyder cut of Justice League will make any difference about the film.
Well, they're also thinking about replacing them too. So,
and DC came out and confirmed today that they came out and confirmed today at Comic-Con and Warner Brothers that they have no interest in releasing a Zack Snyder director's cut. So it's not going to happen. Something tells me that there's that relationship is strained.
no difference.
Yeah. I don't think Joss Whedon really did. I don't think Joss Whedon really did much different to that film other than reshoots. I don't think a Zack Snyder cut would have made it any different.
I don't know. A lot of people, when they were talking about that movie, kind of leaked that the Zack Snyder cut was pretty damn good.
I don't know. I just think they are like, look, we already took our beating over the film, and they took their beating over Batman, Superman, and they took their beating over Man of Steel with him. So I just think that they're like, it's not worth it.
Yeah, time to change it up.
So
just replace everybody.
That's what they should do. They should scrap.
I think that's what they're going to do with Flashpoint.
They should scrap this entire DC run, and except for maybe Wonder Woman. But I mean, they're already kind of doing it with Batman. They're going younger. They're going to replace Ben Affleck. It sounds like it's Batman. They're kind of doing it with the Joaquin Phoenix Joker. It just sounds like they're going a different direction. And I think right now you're just seeing these movies come out because they've already promised them. So I think if Aquaman doesn't do good in December, you don't see another Aquaman, or Jason Momoa gets replaced, and they start over. Or even with Flash, I don't think if Flash doesn't do well, he gets replaced and they start over.
I think that's what they're going to use Flashpoint for.
That'd be perfect.
I mean, because that's what they're made. The Flash movie is going to be Flashpoint.
Not anymore. It's not.
They changed it already?
They changed it again. Yep.
Oh, geez.
What a bunch of fucking dicks. I was super stoked for that.
Yeah, they changed it again.
Because that's such a good story. Maybe put out one Flash movie, then put out Flashpoint. But that's such a good story. It would be. I mean, I think it would be an awesome movie.
It's a fantastic story, but to the casual person that's not familiar with the reasoning behind it or the storyline, it really doesn't make sense for it to be the first movie in your.
It would be a funky one to be. That's why I said make one Flash movie, and then the next Flash movie is Flashpoint.
But yeah,
I almost feel like they can get away with not doing a reboot. They can, because of what you just said, Matt, where the casual people aren't, that into it. They can get away with not doing a complete reboot. You just do like a soft reboot, soft reset, where you just get rid of the actors, and then you just don't talk about the past movies, the one that sucks as much. They can get away with doing that and not having everything be just thrown in the trash heap.
I think they need to quit trying to do. They're not Marvel, and they got to quit trying to be Marvel, and they got to quit trying to compete with Marvel. And they can't do, like, if you want to do a Justice League movie, do a Justice League movie, but don't have them connect to other DC movies. You
don't force it.
Yeah,
it's
you had your time with the Dark Knight trilogy, and just make standalone.
It's been 10 years, by the way.
Yes, it has, and they're going to bring it back to theaters too.
It's crazy.
But like I said, you had your prime, you had your time in the sun, and Marvel did it differently, and they're killing it. But DC can't seem to get the connecting storyline situation under control. They're trying to do too much at one time. Just make standalone movies.
Because Justice League was kind of an infomercial. I mean, it's a good movie. I really like Justice League, but I looked. Well, the first time I watched it, I was like, this is just a infomercial of so they can project these other movies out.
Gal Gadot did a great job as Wonder Woman in a standalone movie. Why, it didn't. That movie's popularity didn't affect Justice League at all, or Batman, Superman. So just keep it standalone, man. You don't need all this connecting stuff with the DC universe. And I think that would make the DC universe more fresh and interesting, their film universes, if it was all standalone.
And quality trumps everything. Have a
Yeah.
good script. Just you need a good script, and then that will trump everything. Look at a lot of
It
bullshit
seems
out
like
there.
they're too much in a hurry.
Look at DC's TV like shows or CW shows. Yeah, they're on the same universe, and yeah, there's parts where they intertwine, but they're not directly connected to each other. Like they have parts where they cross over, but otherwise it's completely their own standalone thing. Like I think that's just the problem, is that Batman, Superman played too much into Justice League. That's going to play too much into whatever else comes next. Or and I think Justice League's going to play too much into Aquaman or whatever if they said it beforehand, or vice versa. But you had, too much of, there was just enough Batman in Suicide Squad. That movie tanked on its fucking own. But I just don't think they don't have a good way about going about connecting universes to keep doing it. Just make standalone films.
I don't think there was enough Batman in Suicide Squad.
That's what I said. That was just enough Batman.
I thought there should have been more.
You think there should have been more?
He was only in it for like 2 minutes.
Good. It's not about him. That's my whole point. It's not about him. It's about the Suicide Squad.
Batman should be in everything.
Fuck Batman.
Yeah. Fuck Batman.
I still cannot get over that they said that.
But then there's also the thing that DC has a problem with radically changing their characters for TV and movies as well. Like, Arrow for one, you got a Green Arrow. You got Green Arrow running around like he's Batman. He doesn't have that like quick wit and funny demeanor. He's running around like he's Batman. And then for that Teen Titans specifically, you have Starfire looking like a streetwalker instead of Starfire.
Yeah. I think Starfire is one of the things that everybody's looking forward to, and that they really shit the bed on that one.
There's just some things that are like, why mess with it?
Yeah.
If it's not broke, don't fix it. If you like the actress, that's fine. You can still cast her, but make her look more like I guess you don't have to make her dress as revealing as Starfire does, but make her more to the character. Even if it was more like the cartoon Starfire dressed wise, it was fine. But what they put her in, and that she's got the perm and
Looks
like
stupid.
Yeah, you couldn't even paint her orange, for God's sake.
Exactly.
At least, right?
People are going to complain, oh, you just don't want a black actress playing it. No, I don't. And I don't want a white one either. I want an orange one.
You want one close to the source material.
Yeah.
Like, I think, like I was talking to someone about this today, and I think some of these writers and artists and creators, I think they should have a little more input into what their characters are going for, like what they're trying to do with their characters. Because, like,
George?
Like, yeah, like George and Marsha came in and said, like, whoa, let's.
Where the fuck is that?
Yeah, let's back this up a second.
Who's this Treddy?
Who is that? What is going on? Who the fuck are you?
Somebody fucked us up.
You're the wrong show, lady.
Yeah, like
oh my
it's
God.
like someone wandered on the set. She was like, "Oh, I thought I was supposed to be on for the new season of Glow. I didn't mean to show up for Teen Titans." It's Beast Boy looks fine, and he's green.
Yeah, they didn't fuck that up.
Granted, he's not like he doesn't look like the cartoon Beast Boy, and I think that's where a lot of people are trying to compare and contrast. Is he looks like the comic book Beast Boy, where he was a normal looking dude. He was just green.
Yeah,
and he's not all furry and animal looking like he is in the cartoons. But Beast Boy's green. Okay, cool. Make Starfire orange, for fuck's sake.
Because you think they're gonna play into the love thing and get married and all that? I doubt it.
That was. You know what? That's one of the main reasons I love Teen Titans, is because the whole Dick Grayson Starfire thing. And I know a lot of people love the whole Dick Grayson Barbara Gordon thing, but the storyline of
Dick Grayson Harley Quinn fan.
The whole storyline of Dick Grayson being that type of person is a big reason why people read Teen Titans. And the other reason is, and this is going to sound really cheesy, but you know, when we were young, here's a knockout, alien with measurements of a goddess, and now you can't even have that on your TV show, which every fanboy was looking forward to. So,
you know who they should have had played Starfire? What's her name? She's a model for Calvin Klein.
Kate Upton.
Yes.
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
There should have been somebody like that looks like that. I that's for sure.
Like it should have been like that.
Like that's my gripe is I have no problem with the fact that they're using a black actress. I have no problem with the actress herself.
It should
My
just look
problem
like the
is-
character.
Look like the character. Exactly.
Yep.
Look like the character. I don't understand why they have to emphasize, we got to get race or sexuality or sexual preference so much in these movies. Just be character accurate. That's it. That's all I'm asking for. Paint her ass orange, and call it a day. Put her in a more accurate costume to where she doesn't look like a streetwalker who just happened to get hit by some toxic waste and now has superpowers. It's like the Incredible Hulk jizzed on her and now she's got superpowers. It's like he paid for a night, jizzed on her, and now she's radioactive.
For a night.
He's got superpowers. Like it's not good. It's not. I don't mind Raven being so emo. Like that plays into it, and I really like that she's the center focus of this, and like her not knowing what her abilities are and the issues she's having. Like it's cool that she's the center focus of this, and which makes me wonder if we'll get to see her dad in the show or not. But
I think that's the whole point, right?
It's just character design, man. Like Marvel, they do it right. They get it close enough. Like, yeah, they make changes. Like people are flipping out about Captain Marvel's suit being green. Well, we don't need that. That's the first suit. You don't know if it's going to be red and blue in Avengers 4. Calm down a little bit there, but Teen Titans, like, not just Teen Titans, but even just anything DC, like, why do you have to drastically change the way these characters look? Like, why do you have to drastically change the way the Joker looks, or drastically change Harley Quinn where she's all tatted out now, and Aquaman, and why can't you just be a little bit more character accurate? That's all I'm asking for. That's it.
We like having our blanket. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Well,
Security
same
blanket.
thing.
Yep, that's it.
At some point, it's iconic with the character. Her orange skin is iconic to her, just like Beast Boy being green is iconic. If you had Beast Boy just being some Asian or Filipino or white or whatever dude, and he's not green, it's not the same.
Yeah.
It's like Dragon Ball Z.
How are you trying to connect that?
It doesn't make sense. Like when they have other people play it, and
you're talking about like voicing it?
Well, yeah.
And then that doesn't matter because the character's still relatively the same. But
they're different actors.
So it always happens. So if you watch it the Japanese subtitle ones, it's always, and then by the time you see the English ones, it's like, who the fuck is that voice? That's not the voice I'm used to.
I watch Dragon Ball in both Japanese and English, and I like both voice acting groups the same. I did not necessarily care for the old Canadian voice actors from way back in the day, but I like the Funimation and Japanese cast. So,
like when I was watching Bleach, I watched all of it in Japanese, and then it was they were putting it on Adult Swim. And I was like, oh man, I'm watching Adult Swim. And I said, who the fuck is that voice? That's, what I mean? But you watch 200 episodes or something, and then you hear another voice, it sounds funny. It's just the way it is. Same thing with these characters. You used to seeing these characters on a page that look a certain way. When you see them on the screen, it looks funny. It's just not what you're used to.
Yeah, Jay Johnson said on Facebook, she looks like Miss Toxic Avenger. Miss Toxic Avenger. But
Dude,
You
that
know,
movie's so awesome. Toxic Avenger.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna check out Titans. Am I gonna do it on the subscription site? I might give them $8 one month to check it out, but I might not. I have other.
I'm just gonna
There's
find
other.
it. I'm just
means
gonna
stuff
find it
I do.
online. I want to watch it, but I'm gonna find it
So
online.
that's what I did with Runaways. I didn't buy Hulu. I just watched it online.
I think, and the other thing I think is that I think the show would have been better if they would have went Nightwing instead of Robin.
But it's not.
I bet you it will. I bet you it happens.
Eventually.
Well, I mean, it eventually happens in the comics.
Well,
Why
I mean,
why
it's plenty
start it
of
off with
cartoons.
Robin though if you're not gonna have that connection with Batman established first?
Yes,
Fuck
you're
the
right.
That is weird.
Yeah, he
Started
should
as
totally be Nightwing. If Batman's not a mainstay in his life, then he shouldn't be Robin.
If he's looking to have his own identity, like the point of Nightwing, then it should be Nightwing.
Yep.
Because
So I
I mean,
wonder-
that was the whole point of it, was he was looking for his own identity and his separation and his own thing. And so
So I wonder if the show is picking up after he left Batman.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
But like when he first started, I'm like, okay, is this Jason? Is this supposed to be Jason Todd? Because he gives you that very Jason Todd Robin feel, where you would expect fuck Batman to come from a Damian or a Jason Todd, and then when Raven's like, it's you, the boy whose parents died, or the boy who watched his parents die, I'm like, oh, okay, I guess it's Dick Grayson now. All right, this makes sense. And then I'm like, all right, Nightwing, and then like when he's looking at the R and he throws it, I'm like, all right, cool, that Nightwing, he's gonna be Nightwing in this. And then you see him and he's got the fucking Robin costume on, and you're like, okay, this doesn't work anymore.
I bet you it changes. I bet you before season 2, or I bet you that maybe that's the end of season 1 is him finding his own identity.
I mean, yeah,
Especially if he's like fuck Batman. Maybe that's the internal conflict going on the entire time.
well, like Brian said, if you're not gonna have him being Nightwing, yeah, it should be that he's breaking out on his own, and like you just said, it should be that internal conflict where he wants to start on his own, but he can't get out of Batman's shadow, so he can't be Robin anymore. And in order to be his own man, he's got to become something else.
Night Robin.
Night Robin. The Blue Jay
The Blue Jay.
instead of Nightwing. The Blue Jay.
The Turkey Vulture.
Right. The Bald Eagle.
Oh man.
The Turkey Vulture.
Joe, any new Stan Lee news that we can laugh about?
No, other than he
No.
released another video today, sounding like he was gonna die, telling people he wished he could be at Comic-Con.
Do you believe us?
Other than that-
was at Comic-Con.
Yeah, he's like, it's the first year I won't be in Comic-Con in how knows how many years, but I want you to know I love you and I'm thinking about all of you. Excelsior! That actually hurt my throat. But while Brian's here, let's talk about this. Millar World announced its first set of films coming to Netflix. It's going to be Empress, Huck,
Ooh, Huck.
Sharky
Right.
the Bounty Hunter, are the first 3 films.
Dog the
from
Bounty
Millar
Hunter.
World coming
No.
to Netflix. So, speculation-wise, Brian, what do you think this does to the value of these books?
I think Huck's the one to go after. I think that's the best story out of those 3. If I was going to go after at least the best story that is going to catch flame, people are
was-
going to.
Huck was a really good story though.
Yeah. It was short. It was good. You can't go wrong.
Well, yeah, and I really think what really drew me to Huck is that it's a different take on the superhero story. Like he was a simple dude. He wasn't the smartest. He was kind of a simple man, but the entire town knew he had superpowers, and he just wanted to help people out. And they kept his secret. And then one outsider came in and fucked it up for everyone.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I think drew me to Huck. But it's a really good. And I like the way they came out with their marketing campaign with all the different movie cover variants.
I think
those are always fun to find. So
I have all the movie variant covers, but I think I have the Field of Dreams one signed by Albuquerque.
Really?
No, I'm lying.
I figured, you fucking liar. So you think that out of all of them, Huck's the one to go after, huh?
Yeah. Well, supposedly he's got more coming. So that deal when he made that a couple years back, everybody was really hesitant to say if it was really going to happen. But man, if there's somebody to put some money behind on storylines, hiding in a bag somewhere, that's the guy to do it.
I think you're gonna eventually see Kick-Ass on there. They're gonna redo Kick-Ass.
Well, what's that? There's another one that he did, not Irredeemable, but it's kind of like Kick-Ass, and it's superhero where they're kind of evil. What one was that? Anyways, I agree. I think Kick-Ass. As a matter of fact, I want to say I heard something not too long ago where they're going to reboot Kick-Ass into a Netflix style TV show.
Well, I know they just rebooted the comic. It's like it's on issue 6 of the new comic, and they have a girl as the new Kick-Ass.
I wouldn't mind seeing MPH as a show, because that comic had a really cool concept.
Miles per hour or whatever it is.
Yeah, do you remember it? They all took that drug that made them fast, and they were like robbing banks and shit.
So we know Reborn's already going to get made into one. They just haven't announced it yet. I think that's going to be phase 2.
Well, here's the other one, Jupiter's. What is it?
Jupiter Legacy.
Oh man, that's going to be a good one too.
And Kingsman's already a movie. I don't know if I would see that coming to Netflix. He's got Straight Light, Superior, Nemesis. Nemesis is another one.
That's it. That's the one I was talking about. Nemesis.
It's like a Batman, but he's a
hardcore.
villain.
Yeah, he's evil as fuck.
And then
that one's a really good one to spec on.
Wanted and American Jesus.
Yeah, like Wanted's a weird thing because
it's already a movie.
Yeah, and the whole thing about that was so funny back when that first came out is he even came out and said, "Hey, the main character's based on Eminem." So they never had that chance to kind of get out of the whole Eminem followed that storyline around, oh, it's based on Eminem. It's based on Eminem.
Which one's that?
Wanted.
Oh, how's Wanted based on Eminem?
The main character he based on Eminem. Not his.
I did not know that.
Yeah, if you look at the main character in the comic, it's Eminem. So
that's 2 new things I've learned today.
But Jupiter's Legacy,
learning shit.
Oh, what about Reborn? I mean, Reborn's got to be coming, right?
Well, that's what I said. I think Reborn will be. It'll probably be phase 2. We already know it's coming. I mean, Galapian's wife told me and pretty much confirmed it. So we know there's at least talks where contracts have been signed. But I think that's going to be more phase 2.
Phase 2.
Chrononauts was another really good one.
Was it though? I read the first issue and I was like, yeah.
I liked it. I liked the whole idea about, basically like astronauts in a time stream type thing where they would kind of go back and, I mean, that's everybody's, talks about that. Oh, if you had the ability to go back in time, what would you do? It's like, oh, I'd go see if Jesus was real, or, I'd go to when Abraham Lincoln got shot. And
yeah.
I think that's a cool thing a storyline to have really cool things happen when they're going to do stuff like that. Kind of like a quantum leap, right?
Kyle, I'm going to ask you, how long do you think it is until Paper Girls is made into something? Movie, TV show?
I don't think it will be.
You don't think so? Really? With how popular it is?
Yeah, I think it's too weird and too out there. I think it would be too hard to make into something.
I think Sex Criminals would be. Sex Criminals will never make it, but
it'll be like an HBO show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know. There's some weird shit out there, man.
Yeah, I think you could do. I think Paper Girls can make it. But
I mean, it would be fucking cool. It would be. I wouldn't want to see it. Well, I guess Netflix would be cool.
I think Brian's right. If you're looking to spec books and you want to get in on the ground floor of this Millar World deal, I think Huck is the way to go because those issues are still. Well, last time I checked, were still relatively easy to get and underpriced. But who knows now that they just announced that that's going to be part of the first wave.
Some things real quick since we're talking about specking that has just blown up lately, and that's Batwoman, with the whole news coming out where they're going to do a live action Batwoman, Kate Kane Batwoman TV show, and
it just got announced at San Diego. Sorry to interrupt. It just got announced at San Diego Comic-Con today that she's getting her own CW show.
Yeah, so that's a huge deal, and for everybody out there that's looking or wants to know. Her first appearances are in the weekly series that DC did called 52 back in 2006. And she has 2 early cameos, one in issue 7.
I thought it was
issue 7 and issue 9 are where she shows up as just Kate Kane. And then issue 11 is when she shows up as Batwoman. And she's actually on the cover of that one. And that's a really good cover to that. So
I actually saw someone selling those today because of that.
Yeah. So 52, the weekly series 52 issues 7, 9, and 11. But if that's where you want to get first appearances, to me, there's some really, really good variants and covers that I want to say it was James Jean. I don't know how to say his name, but the guy who did Fables, I believe, did some on her regular series, the Batwoman from the New 52 run. There's some really good variants for that. There's some really good Alex Ross variants for her. She's got such a kick-ass costume that I really think that's a really good character to spec on right now. And even if it doesn't blow up, they're beautiful covers. So take a look at those.
Yeah, I was shocked. I was shocked that they announced that she was getting her own show. I know they announced that she was gonna show up in Arrow next season, but I was not so expecting her own show to be announced.
Yeah, it's a perfect character to spec on, especially with the whole she's gay, the whole gay aspect. It's something a lot of people are wanting to have somebody that they can look at and say, oh, that's somebody I can relate to, I guess, that type of thing. So that's a very good character. There's a lot of people chomping at the bit for that character to be on TV.
She's very LGBT friendly.
Well, and at the same time, they released the news about Birds of Prey. So, what's Birds of Prey is going to be Black Canary, Harley Quinn. Who's the detective that turned into the Question? Maria. You guys know who I'm talking about? She became the Question in that 52 series. She's the Batman detective, female detective in Batman.
Batgirl?
Did you say Batgirl?
No, the black girl.
No, I don't think she's black. I think she's Mexican or Latin.
Mexican? Yeah.
Maria Hill. No, Maria Hill.
That's
yes, Maria Hill.
Look it up real quick while you guys see here.
Renee Montoya?
That's it. Renee Montoya. There you go. So Renee Montoya is going to be one of the main characters in the new Harley Quinn movie that's coming out. I don't know if they're calling it Gotham City Sirens or Birds of Prey, but it's going to be Renee Montoya, Black Canary.
I think it's Birds of Prey now.
Okay, Birds of Prey. Black Canary, Renee Montoya, Cassandra Cain, Batgirl, and I want to say the Huntress.
Now, have they for sure? See, I don't know if they're going to do Cassandra Cain, Batgirl, or if they're going to do Barbara Gordon.
No, it's Cassandra Cain. That's for sure. That came out. Yeah, that book is blowing up right now. That the first appearance of Cassandra Cain, which there's 2 books that everybody are going after for that, and that's Legends of the Dark Knight 120, I think. And then
because if they're going off New 52, it was Barbara Gordon, Batgirl, that was in that.
No, they came out and said it was Cassandra Cain. Let me give you her. It's just so much easier just to look up first appearances when they're not.
It's
Usually,
Batman 567.
yeah, Batman 567, and then the other one is something 120, issue 120, and I can't remember if it's Legend of the Dark Knight 120.
Yeah, you're right. It's
Legend of the Dark. Yeah, okay. So that's the Batman 567. Is that what it was, Kyle?
Yeah, that's her first.
Yeah, that's
appearance
her
of
first
Cassandra,
appearance.
and then her
Right.
first appearance as Batgirl is
120,
Legends
Dark
of
Knight
the Dark Knight
120.
120.
Yeah, and that one cover is amazing, where she's on the cover. So those books are skyrocketing right now. As a matter of fact, let's see where they're at.
But so yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. There's so much
Yeah.
coming out from right. There's so
That's-
much coming out from DC right now. It's
And on top, I think that's everything. Like you said the last show, everybody's going to start going crazy. So
Yeah.
here are some of the prices on that Batman 567. They're going anywhere from like $70 to $100. That's only had like a half a day or a day at the most from the news
And
to
then,
kind of chew on.
and then Batman Legends of the Dark Knight 120 is going anywhere from like $20 to $30 right now.
So yeah, that's you gotta love San Diego Comic-Con. If you're a guy that's hustling,
This is your week.
speculation. This is your week. Yeah, good stuff.
It's been
Jeez.
slow 2 weeks for spec books. So
It-
oh, they announced the new Fantastic Four lineup too. Did you guys see that?
God, I really. Are you talking about in the comics?
Yeah. It's not the original Fantastic Four. It's the Hulk, Wolverine. It's
Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider, Cosmic Ghost Rider, Venom, and X-23.
Stupid.
They are the new Fantastic Four.
That's so stupid.
And then one of the comic book stores that I watched their auctions online, they did a homage cover to that. Oh God, I can't remember what cover it was now. It was shit, never mind. I forgot now. I'll show you guys a picture. Where's my phone at? I had too many drinks. I can't fucking find my phone.
Other news that came out today is that Comcast has dropped its bid for Fox, leaving Disney to Disney's acquisition with a clear path. So that looks like that vote should be coming soon. So that's probably going to be a done deal,
That's
unless
huge.
the government stops it. Zombieland 2 has a release date, and it's going to be out October 29th, and it's going to be on the 10-year anniversary of the original film. AMC announced a new show from The Walking Dead's Greg Nicotero. It's the Creep Show TV series,
Well, that's cool.
and they're trying to start their own streaming service. So Creep Show, the iconic 1980s horror anthology film series, is coming back thanks to Walking Dead's Greg Nicotero and AMC's Shudder service. Shudder, AMC's horror-themed subscription video on-demand service, has greenlit a Creep Show television series to be helmed by Greg Nicotero, special effects director and producer of The Walking Dead. So it sounds like they're trying to start their own horror-themed streaming service.
That's
So
really
pretty
cool.
exciting. They cast.
I've noticed online, not to interrupt, but I've noticed online a lot of people that are doing the live auctions. That's what a lot of people are selling right now are horror books.
Yeah.
So I know like what's his name from Flipside is really into the horror books,
Yeah, Dino.
and they're going for dirt cheap.
Man, the
Like-
golden age horror stuff, some of the stuff that you got, Kyle, that stuff has just gone into the stratosphere, man.
Yeah,
So-
like people are really eating up the horror books right now. You know, like it might be keen of Dino to jump on a couple of these different auctions that they're doing this, and he might be able to clean up because I know that's his thing.
Yeah.
Like I think it was one night, one of the auction guys that did it was 3 hours of nothing but horror books.
It
Really?
blows me away that those
Like
guys,
15-cent covers, you know what I mean?
yeah, old 40s or old 50s and 60s stuff.
Yeah.
Blows me away that those guys can do 3 to 5 to 6 hours of auctioning like that. They're on there
make the money.
forever.
You could do it too if you're slinging books left and right.
As long as you're selling them, I mean, because the nights that they don't, they go, they'll only be on for a couple hours and split, and you can tell when a lot of these guys aren't getting the money that they want to.
Yeah.
But I mean, we should be doing those.
I agree.
I think 3 that were not is crazy.
Yeah.
Dan Fogler has been added to season 9 of The Walking Dead. He was in Falls of Fury, Fanboys, Fantastic Beasts. He's on the Walking Dead now.
I wonder what he's gonna play.
I have no idea.
Like what? I've been thinking about it since we talked about it earlier, and I was like, I wonder if they're gonna like kind of do what they did for Daryl, and they're gonna create their own like his own character.
He might be somebody different.
I could see them totally going that route from here on, get away from the comic book storylines.
Well, they already talked about that they're introducing Magna and them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. 'Cause
Robert,
they've already casted them.
and Robert Kirkman, he pretty much officially announced he's the first producer of the show to announce Andrew Lincoln leaving. So it's pretty much a done deal.
He's dying. He's gonna get killed.
I don't know.
You think so?
I still think so.
We'll find out tomorrow when the trailer drops, and we dissect the shit out of it.
Him fucking going out in a whimper, I think would just be stupid of them. If he's going out, dude, he just needs to
Head on. You think?
shit or get off the pot, man.
You think
If
he
you
takes
get off
the
the
place
pot,
of one of the heads on the sticks outside of the Whisperers?
that's I think so.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think, and I think that's how they're going to get rid of most of the cast, and then so they can do their own storyline. Is that I mean, that would be the perfect exit of the comic versus the show. It's take the last few characters because Rosita dies on that, Ezekiel dies.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point to put everybody to kind of cut ties.
Well, the other thing is that will make that what is it, issue 138? Is that what it is, Kyle? That would make that issue just skyrocket, right? Because that's where the first real issue where they bring in a whole new group of people. Is that what it was? 138. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I think so. Yeah.
One where they all die, or
No.
where they pike everyone.
No, it's the one where they had like whole new bunch of new characters show up in one issue. And for a while there, it was hot, like super hot. They made a second print out of it. And I want to say,
Are you talking about Magna's first appearance?
yeah.
It's not 138.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about God. What issue is that one?
138. They're into the whole Whisperers thing.
Yeah.
It's got like. I'll look it up. Jesus, I'm all over the place.
Yeah, you are.
I'll find it. But yeah, there's I guess that could be some good spec value then on the books. I was thinking that they were gonna do everything they can to get away from it, but if they're gonna bring Magna and all that stuff.
Yeah, Magna's first appearance I think is in 127. Yeah, it is. 127 is her first appearance. And
that's the book I'm talking about.
Yeah,
127.
It's her first appearance, and she comes in with a whole new group of people.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's it.
And that's also the preview for Outcast.
Yeah, because
Which I think that comes out Friday.
They cast
tomorrow.
Yukimo, one of her group. She's the Asian archer in part of her group. So they already cast her. I don't think they've announced Magna yet. I expect that to happen tomorrow at San Diego. But I mean, tomorrow's gonna be just a massive day, man. It's gonna be so much stuff, and I really think that once that tomorrow night, Kyle, once that trailer drops, we need to get on here and break it down.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So,
And then the season 2, episode 1 of Outcast is tomorrow night
on Cinemax or Showtime or whatever it is.
Cinemax. Finally. Fucking finally.
Cinemax.
Cinemax.
Ooh.
Skinemax. Oh, Shannon Tweed.
And did you guys hear that God damn it, I lost his name. Mark Silvestri announced his fucking Joker Batman book today.
No.
The 3 Jokers?
Yeah.
No. This is
Old school,
a different. He's been working on this for years. DC has finally announced a long rumored Batman project by writer and artist Mark Silvestri at Comic-Con International in San Diego. The project will be titled Batman Joker Deadly Duo. As you probably get, he was quoted as saying, "You probably guessed, I'm working on a Batman. It is Batman Joker team up. We'd like to talk about it, and I couldn't believe that it hadn't been done before, at least not in a serious level." Silvestri said, "It'd be full of dramatic and comedy moments. I've been wanting to do this story for 20 years. The premise is that someone is screwing around with the Joker really hard, and Joker can't deal with it. He can't handle it, so Joker makes it so that Batman has to help him. Joker takes Jim Gordon and holds him hostage. Not even the Joker knows where he is, and he uses that to make Batman help him. Little pieces of Gordon keep showing up, and the Joker says, 'Look, we're going to run out of pieces that aren't important here soon.' And the villain is the book is going to be a new and original villain for the story, created by Silvestri, and the project will run about 7.5 issues."
7.5?
Yeah, he said he can't help himself. Yeah,
so that one will be half price too.
Yeah, it's gonna run about 7.5 issues. And you know that was a joke, of course, but he's gonna be writing it, drawing it, and inking it.
That's cool.
He says, "I hope this story will hit fans in the feels," and he laughed. "I hope it makes fans say, 'Wow, I didn't expect to see this,' and why in that way, or didn't expect to see this in the way of Batman and Joker." There's no official release date on the book. Dan Didio explained, "We're going to hold this book until it's ready." So you're probably not going to see it for like another 5 years.
Well, that's what they should do, though. Well, they shouldn't announce a book and put the first couple issues out unless they're all in the can for a miniseries.
Or starting.
Yeah, I don't know how many events that they've ruined because, you know, they put out the first 3 issues and then the artist isn't anywhere near done with the last 3. And you wait 6 months and then you forget about all the first issues. So it just...
It sounds like the books from J. Scott Campbell.
And then, yeah, of course, they announced the 3 Jokers story. That book's been floating around for, what, 2 or 3 years now?
Yeah. So who's doing that? Is that Jeff Johns or Snyder?
Neither. I don't think.
Wasn't that Jeff Johns' whole thing that he had going on?
What's that?
The 3 Jokers. He was the one that came up with that.
John Fabok's 3 Jokers.
Huh. That's weird.
Well, yeah, because that's the whole running thing. That's been going back since New 52 because that was the whole speculation. That was Snyder's thing. Is that
he did that.
Batman's are from there's different Jokers. There's 3 different Jokers.
There's the Golden Age one. There's the Alan Moore's Killing Joke one, and then there's Snyder's.
There's the old school Cesar Romero or Jack Nicholson Joker. Then you're right. Then the classic Mark Hamill-esque Joker, and then Snyder's.
That's still kind of weird to me.
What, all 3 of them?
Yeah, having 3 of them. I can understand, that the idea of it, but I don't know, it's just weird. I think Joker's such an iconic character.
Because that started in Justice League when Batman fucking sat in that chair.
Yeah,
and he was like,
Darkseid Wars.
Yeah, tell me the Joker's real identity, and that it told him there was 3 different Jokers.
Yeah.
So
That was a great event. Dark Side Wars was a great event. I think that's the last really good one they've done.
and then yeah, you got the next fucking Spider-Verse event starting soon.
Which is another crazy spec thing. If you guys haven't been paying attention to you guys remember Spider-Man Noir? Those books are just skyrocketing.
Yeah, his fucking like standalone books are going up in price.
Yeah, those
Which I'm
Spider-Man.
surprised that his Edge of Spider-Verse issue isn't up there since that was his first appearance.
Yeah. Well, man, those Spider-Man Noir, especially the variants, are $100 books raw. So, you guys have any of those in your long boxes? You want to make a quick buck? Throw them up there.
They're putting a lot of emphasis, especially with the new PlayStation game that's coming out, on Punk Rock Spider-Man. So I think that's another one you're going to see skyrocket.
Yep. And that's a great character, in my opinion.
But
like Sid Vicious with webs.
That's a good way to put that, I guess. Sid Vicious with webs. All right, let's go ahead and do a quick what would Kyle do, and then we'll get out of here. And
Oh, people are
call
still
it a
sending
night.
those?
Yeah.
Do you actually get any responses on Instagram?
I did not look. I forgot to look. Thank you for reminding me, Jose.
Mm-hmm. That's
I
probably
do things online, and then I forget all about them. Let me look at that real quick while I pull this up.
Shut that dog up.
Yeah, shut your little
Sorry.
dogs up. What do you think this is? Amateur hour? Are you an amateur? Are you an amateur, Jose? I hate this new Instagram. I really do.
It's different from
It's
the old
changed so
Instagram.
much.
On iOS, it is.
I don't go on it enough, I think, to really notice.
I think people nobody posted the questions. They just like the fucking picture. You bastards. You lazy bastards.
I didn't even like it.
Me neither. I posted it. But yeah, we do have a what would Kyle do this week. Let me pull it up here.
Those are the best. This is my favorite segment.
Sure it is, because it's all about you.
I like all the attention.
So Jay Johnston says, so I'm submitting this for what would Kyle do. You pay for an item at a store with cash and credit card. You get about 20 minutes away in bad traffic and realize that you still have the cash and you didn't hand the cash a 20 to the employee. Would you A, go back to the store and do the right thing and give the guy the 20 that you owe him, or B, say fuck that guy and scream out the window, sucka, and as you drive home? My wife did this scenario the other day, and she went back to the game store after she realized she had not given the employee the cash the first time. Ha ha ha, facepalm. What would Kyle do?
It depends where it happened. So if it happened at Quick Trip, ha ha ha, sucker. But if it happened at like my local comic book store or somewhere like that, I would go back and somewhere that I'm friendly and they take care of me
They know you.
and they know me and they can't text me or message me. No, I would, if it was like my local comic book store or somewhere that I frequent, that I'm friendly and I enjoy giving them my money, I would totally turn back and I would give it to them. But if it was like Quick Trip, Circle K, Fry's, eBay, fuck you.
eBay.
I'm just saying. If it was anywhere like that, I'd be like, haha, fist pump as I'm driving away, sucker.
He said eBay.
eBay.
Yeah, it all depends on the place.
Because
There's a couple times like I've gone to the comic store and I think I've literally like I didn't even think I paid and I left and I went back in. I'm like, did I even fucking pay for those books? And there's a couple times they've been like, I don't know. Yeah, you did. You know what I mean? Like, so I went back in just it's my local comic book store. So it's somewhere where I like to be, so I don't mind giving them my money.
Supporting them.
Yes.
what about
Karma's a
you,
bitch.
Jose?
I would have
Exactly.
the same thing that what Kyle would say, basically. or what he said. Exact same thing. If it's somewhere where I'm no face, oh well, it's their loss. If it's somewhere where I frequent and I know everybody, then I'll go back and pay. I would feel bad for them, but not like a big place like, QT or Circle K or something.
Brian?
Yeah, like I said, karma's a bitch. I always have that in the back of my head. What goes around comes around, stuff like that. So, I've had something kind of similar happen where this was back when I was probably in my early 20s. I pulled up to an ATM and went to go put my card in, and it was at the part where somebody had forgot to end their session, and it said, "Would you like any more transactions?" And I had to sit there for a second and go, all right, I can hit yes and pull out as much money as possible and take a chance of getting, some major charges. What do you mean?
Well, you'd get hit because you're on camera there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or I can just be a good guy and hit cancel and, put the card on top or something because they're probably going to be back. So I just hit cancel, and then my buddy who was in the passenger seat just started screaming at me because he's like, you know how much money we probably could have pulled out of there? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to pass on that.
You know how long you've been in jail?
Yeah, he's not the one doing the time for it. You are.
Yeah. So
I think I'm the same way. If it's someplace I frequent, I go back. If it's someplace like QT or someplace I only go every once in a while, like maybe once a month, I don't even pay attention to it. Pay it no mind. It's like extra $20 in my pocket, sucker.
Right. Fuck you, Quick Trip.
Sucker. But that's it. That's all I got for this week's episode. You guys got anything else you want to talk about?
Nope.
Kyle.
I don't think so.
No, I'm good.
All right. Well, if you guys are out at San Diego Comic-Con this weekend and you see Jose Chimichanga, make sure to say hello. Give him a hug. He'll love that. Yeah, give him a hug. Give him some free food, a burrito.
Oh, if you give me free food, I'll give you a hug.
Yeah.
Make sure he gets my exclusive.
And make sure he's well taken care of and doesn't have a stroke in the middle of the floor.
Save Jose.
A sketch.
Isn't like fucking Jose and the way he's been? You're gonna come back with some like weird allergic reaction to just like San Diego Comic-Con.
He'll have these weird like ocean hives.
Yeah. Just like weird bumps from the convention.
I won't be surprised.
That's from Nerd Smell.
Yeah.
Oh.
From the nerd sweat transferring to you.
Sweat. Oh God.
But yeah, make sure if you guys have not done so yet, and you're listening to it, I want to appreciate everyone that came out and watched us on YouTube tonight.
Oh,
I know
both of
it's
them.
late. Yeah, I know it's late on the East Coast. If you have not done so yet, please go to our YouTube channel. Make sure to like and subscribe our page. It helps us out. If you the best way to help us out is sharing our stuff.
The best way to help us is with money.
Well, that's true. But if you can't afford that, the best way to help us out is sharing our stuff out there, getting the word around about us, so we can help this community grow even larger and more successful going forward.
That's what she said.
Also, stay on point to our Facebook page and Twitter accounts this weekend, as we'll be updating. I'll be updating it as stuff comes out through San Diego, and be on the lookout tomorrow, as Kyle and I will be right back here breaking down the trailer to The Walking Dead. We'll even do it through Google Hangout. We'll all watch the trailer together and break it down scene by scene, and we'll go over everything for season 9 of The Walking Dead.
Whoop whoop.
But
Stargirl live action.
Thanks, Jose.
Thank you, Mr. Random.
But for this week's episode of the Absolute Geek Podcast, I'm Matt.
I'm Kyle.
I'm Jose.
I'm Brian.
And we will see you next time.
And lick your turtles or frogs.
Lick back and forth. I like turtles.
Turtle.
Turtles. I like turtles.